Okay, I just filmed a, I just recorded a video earlier but I sort of made a mistake and I decided to delete it, so I'm making a new one. So, um, I was talking to a friend of mine. I told him a personal topic that I had to say to him that I do not like sex. It grosses me out. And even though he might have understood, he said that sex naturally happens in a loving relationship. And he was shocked to learn that I don't like sex because he's never heard someone say that. And yeah, I kind of expected that. I mean, I'm pretty sure he hasn't heard anyone say that in his life. Obviously. But I can't. I mean, a loving relationship, if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, then I mean, sure, it might happen, sex might happen, but let me just be completely honest with you. A relationship involves loving someone. Either either if you're friends with them or if you're in love with them, whatever. But you spend time together. Maybe maybe if you're in love with someone, your girlfriend or boyfriend, you would like to kiss them. Kissing is fine. Kissing is kissing is kissing is fine. Going on dates with them. Stuff like that. But sex, I mean, it happens, especially if someone wants to have a baby. Even if it's by accident, because even when people don't use protection, if you I'm not against other people having sex. It's totally fine. I understand. It naturally happens in a loving relationship. But if you do have sex, and if you do not, under any circumstances, do not want to have a baby, use protection, please. Just the things I hate about it is the body parts. Groping. The moans and groans of women and men. The substance that comes out of the man or woman's body. And that substance, unironically, is where babies come from. that are made that babies were made out of. Oh god. And let me just tell you, I would not want to have a girlfriend in my life. Ever. I mean it. I especially since I would never want to be in a relationship with someone, to be honest. Even because of sex. Two of my characters, Quinzo Schmidt and Richard Hayes, are virgins. They do not want to have sex with anyone. They are 100% against it. But they do not have a problem with other people having it. But as for someone like Richard, he's very against the idea of sex, especially since in one of my stories involving his character, he kind of got involved with sexual assault. He was assaulted by one of his girlfriends, and he he did not know about it until one of his others told him about it. And he was understandably upset. And let's just say I have seen worse stuff on DeviantArt and other stuff like Tumblr, Twitter, or stuff like that. And I have nothing against one of my friends, the person who I talked to about the search and work that they do on and post on there of female characters in bikinis, topless, or just flat out naked. I have nothing against that, but back then when I first saw their content, I was in shock. Because, well, even though, and I still am an adult at 20 years old, I still had an innocent mind. Because I still do. Gross. I really do hate sex. And even though I have nothing against people having sex, I just can't. I don't want to see it. I just don't want to see it, okay? For Richard, he's a virgin. Even though he's 25 years old and he has a girlfriend. But he does not want to have sex. He's a virgin. He's conservative. He suffers from borderline personality disorder, causing him to have extreme emotions. He's sensitive. He's sort of a crybaby. For example, when Shadow, Ryu Kenshin, Shadow Ninja Master's avatar, which is basically himself, comes into Richard's life, and Richard goes through Shadow's stuff and looks through Shadow's camera. He looks through it to see stuff, and Richard is not pleased. He smashes it to pieces. He's angry. And the next day, he kills Shadow by burning him alive. He basically, I'm not saying, let's just say I just feel like certain stuff online, like naked bodies, especially with the not safe for work warning, is basically like pornography. I'm not saying that it is. It's just I don't hate it, but it just bothered me at the time when I saw it for the first time in my life. My character Quinzel that I've made ever since 2014 is also a virgin. She's mostly a teenage girl with orange hair, blue eyes, pale white porcelain skin, and mostly seen wearing dresses. Wearing dresses, stockings, ballet flats or Mary Janes, a bow in her hair, Peter Pan collars or ribbons, just basically anything to cover herself up. Quinzel has a flat body type. She's petite. Her chest is flat. I feel like her body would sort of sort of like reference women of 16th century who in paintings would be not clothed, like fully naked, uncensored, and in all of its glory. And Quinzel, I would imagine Quinzel being naked just a few times. Just a few times. Either her full body, the side of her body, or just the top of her. Quinzel would be insecure about her body. Oh yeah, about Quinzel. If you didn't know what she actually looked like, this is her. She's my character. She's precious. She's adorable. And I do not want to see her get hurt. And let's just say that Quinzel does not want to be fetishized, especially by her friends, because one time that happened, she killed one of them. She killed them when she was 14 years old. 14. And like I said, Richard and Quinzel are against sex. They're virgins. Quinzel's insecure about her body, not because she doesn't want to look like the other women around her, because she feels like that she doesn't want to be taken advantage of, especially just because of her body, or that she feels like certain women are like sex objects. Because, well, if it would have been obvious by some things in life, ew. And Quinzel just wants to fall in love with someone and get married to them. And probably have a family. Even if she wouldn't have sex, she would still want to have a child. Even if the only option would be for her to have a child would be adoption. But hey, that's how life works, right? She's a virgin. She does not want to have sex. Deal with it. Back to Richard. Richard, I would imagine in a sequel story where, since Ryu Hayabusa is Richard's friend, I would imagine that Richard would find Kasumi's underwear, know about what Ryu and Kasumi did after their date. Richard would go into Ryu's room and just yell at him. Absolutely have a meltdown. And I forgot to say about this. Quinzel is Christian. She's religious, but not like crazy religious like for example, Margaret White from Carrie, where Margaret White says that breasts are dirty pillows. No, not like that, no. It's, Richard is also sort of a Christian. He's not that religious. He just has certain beliefs, especially with the story of Adam and Eve, where Eve in reality was tricked by the snake, the devil, by eating a forbidden fruit, an apple. But Eve was seen as a seductress, a temptress, a a unfaithful woman